Star Trek Prodigy, Season 1, Episode 10 review.
The finale.
Peace.
Well,
For now.
of season.
For now, it's
Yeah.
the final episode we have for now.
Yes, hopefully.
So yeah, wow, Zero.
Yeah.
I was wondering how they would resolve it in a very Star Trek way. That was a fairly brutal way of doing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make you go bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you're yeah.
Shit. Don't look at it. Ah!
uh,
Uh, um. So he's a time traveler.
yes.
Is everybody a time traveler in Star Trek?
Just 75% of the bad guys.
Well, usually at some point, almost everybody time travels. Or has some temporal hijinks at some point. Not everybody, but more than you would expect.
I mean, I guess if I were him, I'd just gone to Starfleet. Hey, can you leave my planet alone? Thank you. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Well, they're probably also not being given a complete picture.
Yeah, true.
It's like it could have been 99.99% of the population was totally with doing Starfleet, and the Federation was totally up for it and thought it was a great idea. But there was a like a 0.1% holdout, and they used extreme means to, like, it's not like he's above using extremist means to deal with people he doesn't agree with. So like they 0.1% could have set off, whatever their civilization's equivalent of a nuke was, and it's like, no, you're not, the majority, you're this little tiny group of people that really doesn't want Starfleet here and have decided, you know what, if we can't have our way, we're just gonna nuke everything.
True.
Like, oh yeah, because we don't know what, like, we got, all we know for certain is that in the future, these two sides, there's two sides, and there's a war of sorts. There's fighting of sorts, and even then we don't. I mean, he seems genuine enough, and I think, like, what he said, the results happened, and was there fighting? Yes, but what the what the differences were.
Yeah.
How was it? Was it 50-50? Was it 60-40? Was it 99-1? And then just that one was willing to nuke the entire planet to keep Starfleet out.
I mean, knowing him, it was probably him that nuked it.
Oh yeah, I would not put it past him that he was the one who, like, he's complaining, well, if they didn't make me do it, I had to do it to keep Starfleet out. I had to nuke the planet. It's like, no, you didn't. You could have tried to convince, but they wouldn't listen to my clearly superior intellect. Like, right.
Yeah, that's all narcissists, though.
Yeah, he like, could it be true that half it was a split thing and half fought on both sides? Yeah, that could possibly, Civil War where both sides were pretty evenly split. Yeah, that could be the case. Or it could be the case that there was like 1%, 99-1, and that one wasn't having it and would rather see everything destroyed than join Starfleet. It's like, yeah. So, I don't know.
And hey, they finally protected Janeway for being hacked.
Yeah.
The umpteenth time.
They finally installed some antivirus.
Yeah, and goddamn, can a Hollow Janeway fight?
Well, good Gwen.
Yeah. Well, some security upgrades.
Yeah. And of course, there's the whole name drop at the end.
Oh yeah.
They're all prodigies.
Yeah. Oh, she said it. She said it. She said it.
Yeah, it's that. Oh my God, they said the middle of the show.
I like the kilo cat creature. She's like, we now have a voice.
Murph?
No, the cat creature. It's like,
Oh,
we
the
all
kitty.
have a voice.
I know, it's so cute.
And that means trouble for you.
Yeah. Did you see what I did with my head? Did you see what I did with my head? I just rammed straight through it. Boom.
Like we all
Yes,
saw.
we all saw it.
And then it's like, wait, you can understand me? If we do
Oh my God.
to talk
My
to
name is
somebody.
Fizz. My name is Fizz. I have been feeling okay. Touching moment after. It's like, yeah, great. You guys are hook up after.
Yeah. Oh, and now all those miners on the planet now have a ship.
Yep. With Captain Cat Kitty. Cat Kid.
Yes.
Now I've just got this my imagination's going with this. The cat the Captain Cat gets really into it and starts dressing like Puss in Boots with like a
Oh my God.
Yeah.
with that big wide brimmed hat and
She becomes a space pirate.
Yeah, space pirate with the eye patch and everything. A little sash.
So I thought of something. In Star Trek, how do translators work exactly?
it's not really.
Well, it takes it has basically all of the languages, and it supposedly overlays the language with the listener's language. So kind of like, you know how you watch the videos and they have the translation over it if it's a foreign language?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but supposedly works on a individual scale. I'm not sure how they dealt with that. I know in Doctor Who it's a telepathic thing where the TARDIS translates via getting inside your head.
Yeah.
So
Because it was actually said specifically within episodes.
Yeah, because
But as for the communicators, they never really addressed that. I mean, they sort of did in Enterprise, but they just used it overlays the language, but they never explained how it overlays for the listener.
okay, but I'm guessing you would at least need like a I don't know, like a catalog or
It does. It has a catalog of all the languages.
Okay.
And it picks up new languages very quickly.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
as soon as the language is spoken, it's able to extrapolate based on most languages have a similar context. Like the words are different, but just like using deciphering a codex by looking for common letters, like E is the most common. When you're doing a codex, you you look for the most common letter is E, so you try to decipher that, and once you get that, you can extrapolate through there.
Okay, because
It does similar. as far as that's concerned, but as far as overlaying the language to the listener, they've never really explained that.
Okay, because I was wondering how it was working for the name Slopsma, the purple guy when nobody knows what his species is.
Murph?
No, the
Oh,
purple guy.
Dal.
Dal,
Was
yeah,
using.
Dal.
Yeah, but Dal was probably speaking Ferengi because he was raised by a Ferengi.
Ah, true. You gotta find that.
Now, it is interesting to think about. Like, we only ever hear them in English, but
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, that's a very reasonable assumption that he is speaking Ferengi, which is
Exactly.
which would be very interesting if if suddenly the translation matrix failed, and like he starts speaking in something that sounds very Ferengi. It's actually, you have to make a lot of nasal tones for Ferengi, and that's why why
because
Ferengi
the
sounds so nasally, is it's actually part
Mm-hmm.
of the language. And so when he starts
Yeah.
speaking native Ferengi, he has like this really nasally bit to his voice that's really annoying. but he can't help it because that's how you speak Ferengi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they established a linguistic codex for Ferenginar.
Yeah, I don't think we ever heard native Ferengi speaking. Like
Yeah, like
we've heard Klingon.
Vulcan. Klingon has its own codex.
Yeah, it has
Klingon
its
literally, I am learning Klingon
Yeah,
from Duolingo.
yeah. Klingon has. We know what Klingon sounds like. We know what it looks like.
It has a full, complete language
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
with its own syntax, its own sentence structure, its own, prefix, suffix, context. It's a very complicated language. It's not just replacing words from English, replacing English words with Klingon words.
Oh, yeah.
Like, instead of saying, Federation Standard or English is Divi Hol, but Hol is actually the word language, sort of, because I speak Klingon is Klingon Hol Yajat. Like, Klingon, I speak it, basically.
Oh, offense, but somehow it sounded like you were insulting me.
It's kind of
Well,
Klingon does kind of have that vibe. It's kind of like German. It always sounds aggressive.
It's a very strong language. Like the pronunciation of letters has a very sharp thing. Like the way they pronounce S. It's an S-like letter. It's in phonetic in anglicized phonetics. It looks like a capital S. It's like a hissing sound, and they have that, which is similar to Aztec, where they have the, which is a THL, no TLH. The letters are very sharp in Klingon. Like the words, each of the letters, it's like very sharp sounding.
How many languages from Star Trek have actually been made into real things?
I think only 2.
Let me guess. Klingon and
Vulcan.
Vulcan.
I didn't realize Vulcan had been translated.
It has not been made into a full language, but they have created enough words to have it be considered a, not language, but just like they have words they do have a collection of Vulcan words.
So
Which makes me wonder about that. Like, okay, so we have we have Klingon, we have Vulcan a little bit. Like, if we had all of Vulcan and we had Romulan, how much overlap would there be? Would there be a lot of cognates, considering they're the same species? Just, they split off.
Well, you would assume that it would be similar to, say, English and American, or
It would be
English and American and Australian, or something, where we have the same root language. Or, better example, Spanish and Latino Spanish. Like Hispanic Spanish, where it's the same root word, like syntax, but the pronunciation, the actual words change based on locative things. So Spanish from Spain is very different from Spanish from Mexico. And in that same concept is what one would assume Romulan versus Vulcan would be.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter because you got universal translators, but it would be curious.
It would be fascinating.
It would still be fascinating.
It would
absolutely.
Be.
I wonder
us nerds would totally geek out on that. Us language nerds.
But
I would love to have an analysis of Vulcan versus Romulan languages. But I think the only Starfleet language that has been established as a solid language is Klingon.
You mean Starfleet language? You mean Vulcan?
No.
You were talking about Star Trek. Okay, I was like Starfleet language. Yeah, no, that's
technically Klingons have a tentative treaty with Starfleet.
Yeah, they're not part of Starfleet.
I mean, there are Klingons in Starfleet, though.
Yeah, but it's pushing that. It's pushing it. It's stretching it.
But yeah, the only actual language within the Trekdom is Klingon.
Okay. Well, I think we've gotten our language corner out.
Yeah. And we made a Doctor Who reference.
Yes.
Because
of the translation tricks.
Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? I think we covered a lot of it already, actually.
We got to see the actual Janeway.
Yeah.
Yes,
with her coffee.
Yep. Oh, and hello, Janeway. I got upgraded, and now she can hug.
Oh, and let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, the fact that they can't go to Starfleet
without killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she can't remember it because of the Medusan and that reflection, which is kind of a cute little twist on the old, the
Perseus and Medusa.
Exactly. Like
Perseus.
Yeah, it was Perseus.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who slayed Medusa by using her reflection to see her.
Yeah, he fought her by looking at the shiny reflection in a shield, because he wouldn't be looking at her directly.
Exactly. So, it's a cute little nod to mythology there.
Yeah, well, first episode, second season, they kill everybody.
I do not know, because I don't even know when it's coming back.
I hope it comes back.
I hope so. I mean, it should come back, although they do have another one in the works coming out soon.
Sweet.
A new Star Trek series.
Damn, they've been making a lot of them.
They have.
You meaning Strange New Worlds or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is there
Strange
an
New Worlds.
animated project that I didn't know about?
No.
But no.
No, there's a Strange New Worlds coming out. Like, dude.
It's the Enterprise. Basically, it's the Enterprise before Kirk took over.
Yeah.
So you still have Spock. You have Pike commanding, and it's still the Enterprise, but it's just before Kirk.
And it takes place before Kirk was alive.
But what was it? Yeah. So at this point, we've got Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Prodigy.
Yep. And
Picard. Picard. Yep, Picard. Okay. But
oh, it's coming back in October.
lovely.
Oh,
Prodigy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. That was for some reason when I pressed season 2, it still showed me season 1.
yeah. Get my hopes up, why don't you?
Dang it.
I'm more looking forward to Lower Decks.
Yeah, same. But they don't have they don't have anything for Lower Decks either.
It's just gonna show up one day.
I know.
I'm just like,
because I'm looking at IMDb right now, and it's just saying 2022
so we'll get it
for
sometime this year.
season 3. Exactly, sometime this year.
Yeah, which, like, yeah, I mean, makes you wonder if they're just gonna. It's gonna be one of those things they just drop out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, it's done now. What? Oh, yep. Here's
Right?
here's
I
Lower
hate when they
Decks.
do that. I hate when they do that.
It's not. It's coming on this day. It's coming on this day. It's coming on this day, and then here it is. It's, oh yeah, we finished it. It's coming out Friday. What? I mean,
Oh my
I'm glad
gosh.
to have it, but
Season 2 of Picard's already done?
Oh shit.
I didn't start season 2. I finished season 1. I didn't start season 2 yet. And now it's already dropped. And season 3 starts in 2023.
anyway.
Q's in it. Q's in it.
Okay.
Q's in Picard.
Oh, okay. Q is in it. Okay.
Yeah.
All I
What
heard
did you
was
think?
Q's in it. Q's in it. What's Q's in it?
Q's in it. Q's in it. Q, 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 Q. I'm not fanboying over it. He's in 8 episodes. So he's basically in the entirety of season 2.
So it's just like one long Q episode.
I know.
Oh, you. The squeeze shall pierce the heavens.
The squeeze shall pierce the continuum.
Anyway. Anything else we want to talk about Prodigy instead of general Star Trek thought?
Murph says today again, and I got nothing.
No, I'm good.
All right.